Hey there guys, and welcome to the first video from me on Hermits United. I'm Matthew Rowney from Who Addicts Reviews, and today my first video for you guys is going to be a review of my recently purchased Doctor Who 50th Anniversary Collector's Edition box set. So sit back and enjoy. So guys, before I actually get into the review itself, I just want to say that I've looked around to find lots of different camera positions where I can film my review in front of backgrounds, etc. But it's just too awkward with my phone to record it, so I hope that this is an okay position for me to review this box set for you guys. But before I get into the review itself and what I think about the look of the box set, I just want to talk about the price. I got it for £28.99 on BBC Shop. It was also going on Amazon. I think it might be for a bit more, or it might be in the same price. I'm sure it was around £30 anyway. And a lot of people might be sceptical of the price, £28.99 for a box set that looks quite small. The features in it are fantastic. I'm sure there's about 20 plus features in this box set, and that works out at just over £1 per feature, which is fantastic if you consider how much each of these was selling separately. You know, Name of the Doctor, if you were to sell that separately, that would probably go for 5, 6, 7 quid. Day of the Doctor was going for a tenner, Time of the Doctor was going for about the same, maybe a bit more, and the biopic and Adventure in Space and Time was going for about 15 quid, and you add all the other little extra bits in there, you are definitely getting value for money. So I think when it comes to the price, I don't think there's an issue, and a lot of people this is the main issue. A lot of people have been saying, why should I buy this? I've already got the others separately. I completely agree, and if this wasn't limited edition, I wouldn't have jumped at the chance to buy it. I would have probably waited and left it and maybe got it in the future. But it's a limited edition, it's a collector's edition, and there's not many of them, and they're not going to come around that often. So when something like this for the 50th anniversary comes along, you just simply have to buy it. So for me, I think it's definitely worth the money, it's definitely worth the buy, and it is something that you can look back at in years and years to come and to say, this was the 50th anniversary, this is all the 50th, and this was it, and it's all in one box set. So I think it is absolutely fantastic value for money, and definitely well worth buying in my opinion. So taking a look at the front of the box, as you can see, a lot of people have been a bit unhappy with the cardboard around the outside, that the fact that it is mostly made of cardboard, and of course cardboard is not the strongest of materials. You know, when I was first opening it, you know, when you first open cardboard, it's a bit of a struggle, and I've actually creased the inside of it. Obviously you can't see that part, but still, it's quite fragile cardboard, and if you catch it, you could rip it, and if it gets in the wrong hands of a small child or something, they could rip it. So I understand when people say that cardboard isn't the greatest of materials, and you know, other box sets like the Regeneration was like strong cardboard, really strong material that is really strong and won't really rip or tear. So I completely understand when people say that the material could have been better, but it looks good. I mean, if you can see around the outside, you can see Gallifreyan writing, Gallifreyan numerals, and it looks very wooden. They've got bolts in the corner, so even though it's cardboard from a distance, it looks wooden, and the bolts look metal, and I think they've done a good job to actually make it not look like cardboard. But yeah, I think it looks absolutely fantastic. The wooden look looks amazing. In the front, as you can see, is a plastic cover. At first I thought that Matt Smith was actually on the poster, on the cover of the DVD, but as you will see when I open it, it is in fact his DVD that is coming through like a plastic window. I thought he was the cover of the box set, but it turns out if you can take Matt out, you can put David in front, he'll be the cover of your box set, which I'll get to later. I think that's a nice effect. But yeah, as I said, around the edges you've got, you know, loads of wooden effect, Gallifreyan numerals, and then of course you've got Doctor Who 50th Anniversary Collector's Edition. You've got obviously PG, BBC, DVD, all the regulations, and then you've got all the features which I will read to you right now. So on this box set you have got the Name of the Doctor, the Day of the Doctor, Farewell to Matt Smith, A Night with the Stars, The Science of Doctor Who, Doctor Who The Ultimate Guide, The Night of the Doctor, The Last Day, Script to Screen, which I think is showing them reading the script of the Day of the Doctor and maybe the Time of the Doctor, all the trailers, An Adventure in Space and Time, Tales from the TARDIS, The Five-ish Doctors, Doctor Who at the Proms 2013, The Time of the Doctor, deleted scenes, and much more. So when people say, I'm not buying this, I've already got Name, Day, Time, and Adventure in Space and Time, I've got them, but there's so many editions on this, and for like the price I said, is absolutely astonishing to get all of this. I truly don't see how anyone can complain about the price. So The front of it looks great. From the side, of course, once again, you've got like a wooden effect. You've got Gallifreyan numerals, and then obviously you've got 4 separate Gallifreyan numerals here, and a more golden sort of background and a silver edge, which if you run your fingers across, you can actually feel the silver edge, which same on the back, which I'll get to. But yeah, most of it is just regular smooth cardboard, but if you run your fingers down there, you can feel the like metal. They made it seem like the silver parts were metal that are sticking out. So they've really made an effort, I think, to not just make this box set look good, but also make it feel good as well. So from the side, of course, you can see the Gallifreyan numerals. You've got the DW logo, 50th Anniversary Collection Edition. You've got all the aspect ratios. You've got the duration, length, all the colours and stuff like that. On the side there, subtitles, etc. On the other side, it is exactly the same when it comes to the wooden effect on the outside and the numerals there, but you've got DW 50th Anniversary Collection Edition, PG DVD, the same as the front pretty much, just without the features. On the back, I absolutely love the back. I think it looks fantastic. Again, you've got the wooden around the outside, and again they've made an effort to make this seem not like cardboard, seem a bit more tougher, a bit more harder, and as you can see through around the silver edges, if you run your finger around, it does feel quite bumpy. It's a good effect. But the picture itself is very good. It is of all the TARDISes serving Gallifrey, and if you look closely you can see that each TARDIS is actually different. They have made the efforts to not just make the TARDISes look the same, but they've went to the effort to obviously make them look distinctive to their Doctors. So you've got the 11th Doctors, the 10th Doctors, you've got the 1st, you've got all the different TARDISes there. So yeah, you can sit and have a look and name the TARDISes to name which Doctor is in them. Of course, there you've got the number, which is mine is 5158. You've got all the regulations, all the copyright, all the parental guidances, and all the boring stuff on the back, really. On the bottom, it's just simple wooden cardboard, but the effect looks good, and on the top it's exactly the same as the side, with the wooden effect and the numerals across the top. So I think from the outside it looks very, very good, and you can tell that they've definitely made an effort. So, taking a look inside the box now. Now the problem, like I said earlier, is that the material is very, very thin cardboard. So when you are opening it, I don't know if this is just me, but you've got to be quite careful, because you've got to get your fingers right in the inside, and you've got to be very careful when you slide it out. And as you can see, from me opening it a handful of times, it has creased. And even though this part of the box set isn't visible, it doesn't look too good. And around the edges, as you can see, it has started to wear away a little bit, which again is not visible, but after a while cardboard does start to wear away, and you've got to be careful where you put this box set. I think if you put it against something what will crease it, or it gets stood on, or if it's squeezed against something, the cardboard will not repair itself, so once it's creased, it's creased. So you've got to be very careful with this, and like I said, it's very, very thin cardboard. Like with the Regeneration box set here, for example, it is solid, like absolutely solid. It's very, very thick, and it rarely creases, it doesn't wear away, but with this you've got to be very, very careful. So that is a little bit of advice when opening it. So now we're going to be looking at all 4 DVDs separately. Now the design for each of them is pretty similar. They've all got a picture of a Doctor on the front. They're pretty similar from all angles. The design on the back is also exactly the same. The only differences are the pictures that are on the back, and of course the features of what are on the DVD and the inside are exactly the same. So I'll show you the first disc, which is of course the 11th Doctor, Matt Smith, wielding his sonic screwdriver with Dalek ships behind him. And when I first saw these online, before I purchased this, I thought that maybe just having a picture of a Doctor on the front was a bit boring, and with there being no writing, I thought that's a bit unusual. But now I've got it in person, the images look great. They look high res, they look like they've gone into a lot of detail, and again you can see they've put a lot of effort into making this DVD look very, very good. So on the side, it's the same on all of them. You've got DVD, Doctor Who logo, some random code, 10 Gallifreyan numerals, Disc 1 and BBC, so I'm not going to bother showing you that for all the others because they're exactly the same. On the back you have got, very nice, I love the back of these DVDs, it's got a kind of grey interior, which I don't know if that represents the interior of the TARDIS. You've got the round things, I love the round things, I wonder where I put them. Anyway, yeah, you've got a lot of round things, a lot of hexagons on the back there, with a kind of golden outline, which probably symbols that it's the golden anniversary, and they've got loads of images of what you'll find on the disc, and you've got loads of boring crap that no one cares about. So, on disc 1 you've got the name of the Doctor, the extras are behind the scenes, the Night of the Doctor, and Doctor Who the Ultimate Guide. So yeah, you get quite a bit on this DVD. I'll show you the inside for disc 1, I won't show you it for the others because they're exactly the same. But yeah, on the inside it is a plain grey interior, and the discs themselves again look good. You'd have thought that they'd maybe make the discs look plain, but they've gone into detail once again. It looks like the sash of Rassilon, I think, or it might just be a Gallifreyan numeral, but yeah, that looks very good. It kind of looks like rusty, like another great effect there, with PG, BBC, because the BBC just like to keep reminding us that it's their product. And then you've got Doctor Who, the 50th Anniversary Collector's Edition, Disc 1, The Name of the Doctor. So yeah, that's what all of the discs pretty much look like. But yeah, the interior of the DVD looks a little bit plain, but no one really cares about that because the exterior looks absolutely fantastic from all angles. Moving on to disc 2 now, which of course has the 10th Doctor, David Tennant, as the cover, and he's wielding his Sonic, and he's surrounded by them kind of mini Dalek ships. I like the mini Dalek ships. I think they should appear more in the future. But yeah, the 10th Doctor looks fantastic there. Again, image looks very high res. On the side it's exactly the same. I'm not going to bother showing you that. And on the back, the layout is exactly the same, with the round things, the golden outline, loads of images of what you'll find on the DVD, but there is a hell of a lot more features on this. On disc 2 you get the Day of the Doctor, your extras you get behind the lens, the last day, which I wasn't really a fan of, script to screen, which shows them actually reading the script and doing a first read through of the script, which I think was the first time Matt and David met, apart from of course the end of time. So yeah, that's going to be a fun thing to watch. You've got the cinema intros between Strax and the Doctor, which of course everyone's seen. If you went to watch it in the cinema, you saw Strax introduce it with the Doctor's sonicking your 3D glasses, so that's on there, so that's fantastic, especially if you didn't see it in the cinema. You've got all the 50th trailers and Tales from the TARDIS, so there's a hell of a lot of features on disc 2, and again, it looks brilliant. Disc 3, you have the War Doctor, once again looking great, not wielding his Sonic this time, he's just looking deep into thought, and in the background you can see his TARDIS is flying through loads of debris. Reminds me of Engines of War if you've read that. But yeah, again, looks fantastic from all angles, and on the back it is exactly the same layout, and on disc 3 you get the time of the Doctor, and the extras are behind the lens, deleted scenes, which could be very interesting. It might have the alternate regeneration scenes. I'm very interested to check that out. A Night with the Stars, The Science of Doctor Who, which wasn't bad, I guess. And you've got Farewell to Matt Smith as well. So disc 3 also looks fantastic. And finally, on disc 4, there is the 8th Doctor, Paul McGann. I'm so happy that they involved him. Honestly, when I first heard about this, I thought that they'd put David Bradley on the front, but the fact that they've put Paul McGann, the 8th Doctor, on the front, I think is absolutely amazing. And he is wielding his Sonic as well, and behind him is the ship that was crashing in the Night of the Doctor. So I'm really, really happy Paul McGann and his 8th Doctor was on the cover of this. On the back, it is exactly the same, but you again get a ton of features on this disc. You've got an adventure in space and time. The Doctor Who extras are William Hartnell, the original, behind the scenes, the making of Adventure, the reconstructions, the title sequences, the deleted scenes, the Five-ish Doctors reboot, and Doctor Who at the Proms. So yeah, disc 4 is jam-packed, to say the very least. So then guys, there is my review of the 50th Anniversary Collector's Edition. I would highly, highly, highly recommend you go out and buy this, because I just think for $28.99 with all the features you get, it's ridiculously cheap, considering it's limited edition as well. I really think they've really treated us with the price of this. So, you know, I think if you can still get your hands on this for that price, go out and buy it, because it's limited edition, it's a rare thing that they don't release very often, and of course the 50th was the most exciting year in the show's history, and to have all of that in one box set for that price is special, I think. So yeah, I think it looks good as well. It's a very good looking box set, although I said that, you know, the material is not the best, I'll admit that. I think it looks great, and the inside of it looks amazing. It comes close to the Regenerations box set as my favourite, but I still think the Regenerations tops it, but I still really, really, really recommend this. And even if you wait a little bit, you know, these might have disappeared off Amazon, they might have disappeared off BBC Shop, I'm not sure. But even if you wait a few months, because I waited a few months for the Regenerations box set, I think I waited 5 or 6 months, and I paid a little bit extra to get this off Amazon. So I'm sure that there'll be someone out there that buys this, or either doesn't like it, or just wants to sell it on. So if you really are desperate to buy this, and it's not on Amazon or BBC Shop, then, you know, just stick around for a while, and I'm sure they'll pop back up somewhere. And I honestly would recommend you, even if you have to pay a little bit extra for this, all the features you get, it's at least worth 50 quid, I think. So yeah, to get it at anything less than that, I think is still a bargain. So yeah, I highly recommend this. Try and get your hands on one, and if you haven't got your hands on one yet, I would honestly stick around to pay a little bit extra, because it's just well worth it. So there's my review of the 50th anniversary collection. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Hermits United for much more great content from 10 of your favourite YouTubers, and don't forget to comment below your thoughts on this box set, what you like about it, what you don't like about it, if you've purchased it, and if you are planning to in the future. But that's it from me. I will be seeing you next time, which will be a review of Engines of War. So until then, I will see you guys next time.